Alright, I got my new Cajun Microwave fired up here, just about ready to go. Got the smoke tube preheating, everything's ready to go, and to break it in, I just got this week. So we got us a 62-pound hog we're going to throw on here, or a 62-pound pig. So, just about ready here. I'm going to get him thrown in there, and he should be done in about 5 hours. And I'll show y'all what he looks like when we're done. So just at a little bit, 2 hours and 15 minutes in, pig's at 91 degrees now. And of course, anytime you're trying to do something, it's going to decide to rain. But that's why I made sure I had it cleared out under here. So we got him up under the canopy. Coals got just a little bit wet from the wind blowing it in, but not bad at all. I just added, this is my third batch of coals. Started out with 16 pounds, and I did another 16 pounds, and this is about probably 8 pounds now. So, and you can see the smoke coming from the inside from my smoke tube. So everything's going along real good. I'm happy with it. Let's say another 3 hours. And considering this pig wasn't completely thawed when I picked it up this morning from Winn-Dixie, I think it's doing pretty good. Okay, I'm now 3 hours into cooking the pig. And the pig's at 120 degrees, and inside the Cajun microwave, it's at 194. Time to clean up the coals. Then I'll probably add another 8 to 9 pounds, and we'll come back and check it again in an hour. Okay, 4 hours into the cook, and the pig's at 151 degrees. And the cooker was up to 204, now it's down to 197. Another hour's gone by. Time to change the coals, and of course, it's raining, but that's alright. I got the Cajun microwave moved back underneath the canopy there, so I'm going to go quickly add some more coals and clean these coals up. Hopefully they don't get too wet while I'm doing it, but I think it'll all be alright. And I'll check back in another hour. Alright. Got my coals off there, got the ashes scraped out. Got another batch of coals on there. So, in 1 more hour, I think we're going to be close. I think it'll be time to flip it over and crisp up the skin. And I'm going to say another hour and a half to 2 hours. Going to be ready to start eating some pig. We are now at hour 5, and you just saw it. We're up to 174. Cajun microwave internals at 211, and pretty confident this will probably be the last time, well, maybe one more time to crisp the skin. We'll see, but no, we're getting close to the end. And I will say, they say this takes 5 hours. We're on hour 5, but at the same token, this pig was still 32 degrees inside. It wasn't completely thawed out. So I think if it would have been thawed out and at room temperature, I'd be pulling it right now. But I'll say probably another hour. And that's cool. I'm not disappointed. So we're going to do some more coals. Pull the tray out, clean the ashes up, and I'll check back in another hour or when it hits 190 degrees, whichever comes first. Alright, well, we're at 6 hours into this cook. And we're not quite at 190, but we're close enough. I'm going to go ahead and I'll post some pictures and maybe a video, but I'm going to redo the coals, get the next batch going, and I'm going to flip this guy up and cut the skin so it'll crisp up for cracklings, and it should be done here in the next half hour, 45 minutes. Alright, well, this is what he looks like here at 6 hours in. A little crispy in some places, and I don't think he's burnt by any means. Just the fact that he was still at 32 degrees, still pretty much frozen inside when I started. That has a lot to do with that. But all right, we're going to give this guy a flip. We're going to finish him off. All right. Well, unfortunately, we're going into hour 7. It said 190 before I flipped it, but once I flipped it and started scoring the skin to crisp it up, it's still pretty red in there. So that has to do with it still being frozen inside when I picked it up, since they didn't thaw it out. So that said, I ain't faulting the cooker, because Winn-Dixie didn't thaw it out enough for me. So I believe one more set of coals and this thing will be done. So alright, instead of 5 hours, we're at hour 7, and I think it's going to be hour 8 before this sucker's done. I'll let you know. Alright, now we are about 8.5 hours into this, and this should have been done about 2 to 3 hours ago. It's not done, but the fault is not in the cooker. The cooker works fine. The fault is that Winn-Dixie did not thaw this thing out for me. Like I said, it was frozen in the middle, 32 degrees when I put it in the cooker. It should be at room temperature. So we're still going at it, and we're not giving up. And I guess lesson learned, next time, pick your pig up the day before. Don't trust the grocery store. This is the third time, or second or third time I've been screwed. First time was by second time. First time was by Publix, this time by Winn-Dixie. But they did give me a damn good price on this pig, so I ain't complaining too loudly. But yes, this should have been done about 3 hours ago, and I'm still here cooking it. It showed 190, but then when I flipped it and scored the skin, it was still red, so I knew it wasn't done. And I put it back in, and that was about 145, 150. I don't know, it was on the earlier in the video. We're at 180 now. I'm going to let it keep going. Ideally, I like 200, but I'm going to let it keep going to 190, and then I can either pull what I can pull and chop the rest. But all in all, I will say I am happy with the cooker. I mean, it's doing everything that they say it'll do. I'm going to do another video later. There are some things that I'd like to see improved, but for the money, I'm not, once again, not complaining too much. I'm going to make some modifications on this thing so it lasts me longer than what it would if I didn't. But all in all, for the money, and it does what they say it does. So, taking longer, but that's because instead of a room temperature pig, it is a frozen pig. So, alright, I'll be back again. Alright, so 9.5 hours later, which is about 4.5 hours too long, but that's fine. But nope, it's done, finally. Skin's good and crispy. Took it out, gonna let it rest for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna section it up and have some pulled pork.